say 5:30 on my phone. So I'll call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Barton.
Here.
Parsons.
Here.
Beer.
Here.
Klein.
Here.
Brady. Here.
Okay. Item 3, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting held on 2/19/25. I do want to make a comment that we also are going to need to approve next month the December minutes that were tabled, but we didn't have the revised minutes last time. So when we have our meeting in April, I've got a little note here to make sure I text Megan and let her know that that needs to be included on the agenda. So anyway, so the minutes that we're approving tonight are the minutes from the meeting held on 2/19/25, which was our last meeting.
I move that we approve the minutes on the
Second.
last meeting.
Are you ready for me? Sorry.
Yep,
All right.
whenever you're ready.
Parsons.
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
Beer. Yes. Barton.
Aye.
Brady.
Okay, item number 4, discussion and review of the financial report for the month of February. So, you guys all had a chance to review that. Scott, I don't even know how you can see that on your phone. I'm impressed with you.
Zoom and scroll around.
That's why I had to click the mouse, because I cannot
Scroll
see
left and
that.
right, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to see it. I didn't have time to go get my laptop. And it's on that big screen over there too.
So, yeah, I like that, so. And we're gonna have a conversation at the end about year-to-year financial comparison. That's the last item.
Is it?
Yeah. I believe so. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, is there a motion?
You don't have to have a motion.
Oh, we don't have to have a motion. Yes, sorry. I need to make myself a note of that. So, okay. All right. So, are you guys ready to move on to number 5? Okay. Discussion and action on the Alva Rotary requesting $62.50. Are they sending someone?
I thought Doug had it was a bigger.
Okay, do we want to table that for now? And then give them a chance for him to get here, maybe?
I wasn't sure who was
Did he
going.
forget?
Did that's Nancy or if that's
I didn't
someone
know.
else.
This is for the fireworks, right?
Yes. Oh, you're the president. Can you?
No, I'm not the president.
Oh, you're not? You're the president-elect.
Yes.
Okay. So, do you want to just table that for now? See if the judge comes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can pick it up next
Yeah.
month.
So, okay, do we need a motion to table? Okay.
I will move to the table.
Second.
Klein.
Aye.
Parsons.
Aye.
Barton.
Aye.
Beer. Yes. Brady.
Yes.
Okay. So, number 6, Nescatunga application. Heather, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you coming, and we appreciate the work of the Nescatunga Arts and Humanities Council.
Thank you.
So, anyway, you have the floor.
Okay. Hello, I am Heather Penner. I'm the current president of the Nescatunga Arts and Humanities Council, and I'm presenting on behalf of the Nescatunga Arts Festival and Sugar Show. This will be the 54th annual Arts Festival and the 4th annual Sugar Show. The Nescatonga Arts Festival is an annual event that draws artists from Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, Colorado, and New Mexico. The festival allows artists the opportunity to display and or sell their works while competing for prizes. The Sugar Show gives sugar artists the opportunity to display their abilities, competing in 3 divisions: professional, aspiring, and student. This year will be a 2-day event on Friday, June 6th and Saturday, June 7th at the Alva Recreational Complex, culminating with a softball tournament. This expands the demographic of those who may be able to enjoy the festival. This event enhances the quality within our community by fostering cultural engagement and artistic expression, providing families a fun weekend with activities including entertainment, food, and more. Any questions?
Do you guys have questions for Heather?
You guys considered moving it back downtown?
Right now, it's still a big financial obligation with the event insurance that we would need to have. It's still upwards of $3,000 just to have that. We kind of wanting to try to keep it in the same place at the moment until, if we're able to afford that $3,000 one-time payment. Because right now that's a big burden on our what it would cost to run the festival, whereas with rec center it's a $500 rental fee where we can use the city's insurance.
You can't use the city's insurance on the square.
The city doesn't own the square, it's the county, and they require.
Have you ever talked to the county to see if you could fall under their umbrella with the courthouse?
The last time we talked to them, it was no.
You need to talk to either Chief Miller or Paul Court.
Okay.
They found a way to ensure the Easter egg drop
Mm-hmm.
for like $300
Okay.
and $1 million in incident.
Okay.
So there's ways around that $2,000 thing.
Also, what kind of awards for, you say insurance is $3,000, for what kind of awards do you give out that are $6,000?
So depending we have about 11 categories with the first, second, and third, with it being, I believe, 100. I think 200, 175, and 150, I believe. I might be wrong on that. And then a grand prize, so an overall. And then we also have a prize for each division on the sugar show. We are looking at maybe redoing that to lower our cost on that. But we haven't.
So the awards aren't just the sugar show?
No,
There
it's
are-
the arts festival itself has judging. So we have watercolor, pottery, and there's photography. There are, I think, 11 categories. Last time I looked, and we have looked at maybe consolidating some of those.
63.
Do you guys have, have you guys seen new winners every year, or is it kind of the same people every year with just something different?
We have seen different people come each year. We do have our usuals, like our normal people who come every single year, but we do have
Different winners?
different every year.
So 11 categories, is that including the sugar show?
No.
Okay, so that's a separate one.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we also do give out ribbons, so there's
Yeah.
the cost of the ribbons as well.
Okay. How many entries do you have? in the Sugar Show and in the Arts Festival?
So last year, we only had, I think, 5 entries at the Sugar Show. We're hoping that that increases this year. And then for the artists, I think we had about 20, and that I don't have an exact breakdown on each category.
Yeah,
But we had 48 total booths
okay.
last year, and I think we could hold 54 out at the rec center.
Yeah, I remember that it was pretty full as far as booths. When Erin came back and gave us the recap, I remember her telling us that.
And we're looking at maybe incorporating the Sugar Show more in. So last year we had them kind of in a side room. So we're looking at maybe trying to bring them in the gym and maybe spread out.
Where people can see them better. Yeah.
So because I know a lot of people didn't realize it was over, or the People's Choice was over before they even noticed the Sugar Show.
Okay.
So how many of you had sign up so far this year?
I would have to talk to Angela. I don't know that off the top of my head.
Do you anticipate it being as many as last year?
Yeah, we've had I think even back in December, we had several people who attended last year asking us about this year's festival already.
Have you guys thought about fundraisers, or I know you're trying to make it affordable, but your expenses are way more than your revenue. Have you guys ever thought about trying to bridge that gap a little by some means, or reducing some expenses?
So we are looking at some grants and fundraising. We're looking at doing like a t-shirt fundraiser this year and seeing how much we can get from that, and possibly some other fundraising attempts before the festival.
Okay. Any more questions for Heather?
Not for Heather, as a question. Do we know, like the percentage of the request that they've had? Like, we've got all their previous requests, I'm talking like percentage of total over the previous years. Is there a way, we may not have that.
It was like,
it
it was a lot
Like
higher.
last year was like 87.
It was almost
So you're
90%.
decreasing the percentage.
Yes,
that's-
we are looking at ways to decrease some of our
Okay.
expenses.
They received 11,025 last year. What is this?
No, 11,054, sorry.
11,054, yeah.
And we did our expenses this year we have reduced as well.
Angelica, if you look in the other comments down at the bottom of their application,
No, she
it
has it all
gives like the
listed.
rundown from the past 10 years. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah,
That's really super helpful.
Which I can see that, I just didn't
Just
see
the
the
Yeah.
percentages don't
Yeah.
show there.
The
That's just how
percentages
much
don't
they
show, yeah.
requested.
So,
Because to me, I think that's beneficial, because we want to try to change what.
right.
Well, that was one of the topics that we had last
Yeah.
year, was brought up, it was like, oh my gosh, we're funding almost the entire expense of that event, and we've never done that. And it was kind of a, well, maybe we need to start setting a limit, but, I mean, they've turned down significantly, so.
Sadie was telling me that you guys have been doing some other fundraising, like on the First Friday art walks and
Yeah,
some
so
different things like that.
we started doing workshops. Some of them are pretty popular, some of them are kind of, I think it's hit and miss right now with our first year, trying to figure out what people want to do. But yeah, we've started to do some workshops to try and bring in some money. We also did a kids Christmas store during the Christmas event where kids could come in and purchase. They got a shopping partner and they went around and purchased like gifts for like family, mom, dad,
That's
without them. So, and I think we raised about 500 from that, I believe.
So definitely you've added some things to what you're doing.
Yeah. I appreciate that. So, okay. Any more questions? Do we have a motion?
motion to approve the Nescatunga application requesting $5,800 not to exceed.
I'll second.
Beer,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Barton,
Yes.
Parsons, Reed. Yes.
Thank you, and
Thank you.
please tell your committee we appreciate all their hard work.
Thank you guys.
One more question, do you guys plan to come back and bring back the, like you last year, you guys brought back your report?
We can as soon as
We
we.
loved that.
Yeah,
We
sure.
love that, yes.
Sure. Our registration ladies do a phenomenal job of keeping track of that stuff, so we'll definitely look at coming back and recapping for you
Thank
guys.
you.
And encore is gonna be. So, thank you. We just like to hear how it goes, you know? It's good for us to know that, so. Okay, so, the next, number 7 on our agenda, discussion and action on the race cruise application. So, Katie and Marvel, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us back. So, I probably didn't do a very good job of explaining last time what we were trying to do and why it's such a large percentage of the deal. Of course, it always has been. This is a very different, this particular event is not one that leads itself to sponsorships or there are no fees or no really income revenue things that work with this event. It's basically, we throw a 2-mile-long party on the boulevard. Nothing is close to the reason that this event, that we request the 7,000, which is something we have done before, but when we made it bigger one time. But normally in the years since 14, it's been a little smaller, still a relatively cheap event for Alva, for all that it does, for all it. But why we did it this time with looking for 5 bands, there's 2 reasons. One, we're going to have so many more people, and this is their experience with Alva for the first time in a long time. And we were trying to make this, the reason we coupled it with Crazy Days, and with the, which we've done for a while, and with the reunion is we want to make it a 5-year event that people come back to, that 5-year deal. And we want to dazzle them this time. When they come, we want them to go home and say, that was a crazy. We had so much fun. It was nuts. We have never had been to Alva and seen anything like that. And that really is the reason. And we're going to have so many people. We wanted to have more bands. The other thing about having 5 bands, if you have 5 bands, you hope 4 of them show up. These are not high-priced professional bands. They're kind of cheap bands. They all got other jobs, other things. There's always some problem. Very rarely do we have as many bands as we book. We'll always try to book at least 3, and we always get to. One of the most popular bands I've had in Alva, I've booked them 5 times and they've been here twice. So it's always a problem. So a lot of times we don't end up using as much as we request, but we are wanting to have a large number of bands. We're going to have some porta potties out because we've already had groups that are planning large deals on the boulevard. Want to see if we could put some porta potties on the boulevard and stuff, and kind of ease some congestion in the buildings and stuff. And so that really,
So
we're really just trying to really knock everybody's socks off when they come that night.
Where are the locations where there's going to be bands? With your 5 bands?
Well, actually, I haven't finalized all the locations
Oh,
because
yeah,
we don't
sorry.
know how many bands there's going to be, but I can tell you there will be one at the Pinnaker building,
Okay.
and there will be one at the other end at the radio station out there by Dollar General or Family Dollar, the old Pangburn place that's now a radio station. And then we'll have the others sprinkled in between there.
So like, sometimes there's one that's like by where the snow dump place is.
Sometimes there's one there,
Yeah.
sometimes at the
One by the
chamber.
chamber.
There'll probably be one at State Farm. It's a good location, the old Dairy Queen, that's
Oh,
real
yeah.
nostalgia
Yeah,
for all Alva people.
I missed it.
And, so there are plenty of locations. We have to kind of look at them a little bit about wiring in, as Scott knows. That's the thing.
Yep.
Getting them wired in and getting them power. But we do have power there at the State Farm now for that. So I know that will probably be one of them. And so the other two, we got places to go with them. And we've had groups already requested a band be near them, but that's kind of depends on the thing.
So, the extra that you're requesting
Mhm.
for this event is something that's special because of the reunion 2025, is that what you're
Exactly
saying?
right, exactly right.
And so next year,
It will-
you'll
it
go
will
back
be-
to, you'll revert back to
Yeah,
your
we'll probably revert back to our book 3 bands and hopefully get
2 to 3 bands,
Yeah.
yeah. So, okay.
So is that, you know, 3% of what was financing that?
I think Norval said it was 66%.
It's 10,000.
Yeah, the reason that says, 66% is I took the $7,000, which would be the $47.56 you've already granted plus this request.
So,
And that should.
oh, that's the 7,000. 47 is what we've given him so far. So it'd be 7,000 total.
Oh, he added it in the red.
Yeah, he
I
added
see
it
it now.
Okay.
Because we didn't give him 7,000 last time.
Okay.
That's what he asked for.
Right.
And now
Okay.
he's coming back to us,
Yeah.
now that they've had a little more time to plan.
I was having 7,000 plus.
No, yeah, so then it's 66.23.
All right, I'm on the same page. That's it.
Okay, now we're all, yeah, our math is good, yeah.
Yes.
I was
That's
confused
correct.
about how to do it.
So,
You
yeah,
know,
it
I
makes
never
sense
had
now.
to come back on a deal and wasn't
So.
real sure the right way to do that. But
So,
I do feel it's important. I can tell you, some of you've heard this story, probably I've told you, but this was just a recent thing. One of the professional people in Alva told me that he had an application come in and he interviewed this lady who was moving to Alva for a position. He said, man, she hadn't accepted yet, but he said, I really, really hope she accepts because she's really qualified for my job. But he said, he asked her why she came to Alva, and she said, well, we came to the car show and we had so much fun in Alva. I told my husband, I'd like to move here. I'd like to live here. And she said, we're moving.
that's cool.
And that's the kind of experience we want to give the whole reunion deal. And that's why we
Maybe
trying to
that.
couple all these up. You know, we want to really put Alva out there.
Cool. Do you have other questions for Norm? Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve race cruise application requesting 2,244 not to exceed.
Beer,
Yes.
Klein, Parsons,
Right.
Barton,
Yes.
Brady. Yes.
Okay, thank you guys. We appreciate
All
all
right.
your hard work.
Thank you guys. Keep,
I'm getting excited about the 2025
yeah,
I think
third
it's gonna be
weekend
really
of
cool.
July. It's going to be a party. It's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot going on.
So it's gonna be really cool. I remember when they had reunion 2000. I know some of you guys were babies, but anyway, it was a really. Do you remember it? It was a really cool event that they had. And the
Yep.
square was packed, and there were people everywhere, in every hotel room, which we like that. And so anyway, it was
Yeah,
really
the
cool.
hotels will be full this time too. But back then, the guide, I got all their stuff about how they did that, and it was huge. I mean, the planning that went into that was amazing. We are making it a lot simpler because we want it to be easy to repeat down the road in 5 years. I may not be doing it and stuff, and so,
Like it's
other
returned
people have
to-
already said that they're, probably gonna be too old. So we're trying to make it into a deal that's gonna be easy to rinse and repeat.
That's good. So thank you guys.
Can I ask you guys a quick question about that stuff. Do you have a logo that we can use in our advertising for the
Um,
cruise and the car show?
Yes, we'll get you set.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
okay. Let's see, where's my, okay. All right. Next, reports from staff. Steve?
I have no idea what this is.
It's a fiscal year comparison
That-
24,
that's just-
25.
The taxes, I don't know why she put it down there. That should have just gone with the financials.
Financials, yeah.
But I was out last week and I didn't get a chance to review, so I apologize, but I was out Thursday, Friday. That's just basically last year's compared to where we're at this year.
I'll say you can never take a vacation.
So I know. And then the bottom is just the difference between the 2 years. So, we're ahead the last 2 quarters compared to the prior year, and we haven't quite, I went ahead and added March in there for you guys, because I knew what it was, even though we'll report on March next month. But I feel like we're doing pretty good.
Well, we're only 3/4 of the way through the year, and I've already collected $7,000
That's
more
what
than
I
last
was
year.
gonna
Yes,
Make sure I
so,
was reading that right.
so
we're
everything-
7,000 up without even having the last quarter.
yeah, so we
that's
should
excellent.
be doing pretty good.
Okay. 5% ahead based on.
Yeah, yeah,
That's good news.
Yes.
yes.
That's good news. So, okay. Any questions for Steve on this? Any other updates that you feel need to get, that you need to give us?
Anything about the turkey hunt or?
We were doing our budget meetings the last turkey hunt meeting, so I didn't get to go.
Okay.
Right now, I think it's on track. That thing's kind of a self-leaking ice cream cone. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing every year, so it's pretty easy to plan that one. But it should be on track. It'll be good. Trying to remember the dates off the top of my head. 16, 17, 18.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The important thing on that is on the 18th, we have the eggs and issues at the tech center, and I think, last I heard, they convinced Lieutenant Governor to print out the state of the night and come to the eggs and issues the next morning.
Oh,
So
good.
they're-
that would be
That will
good.
very nice.
So yeah, we'll have Murdoch and Newton there, plus Lieutenant Governor, so that'll be kind of cool. So, yeah, otherwise I think that's one.
Okay.
So I mean, like always, Keith and Brenda was doing that so long, it's on hockey.
Well,
Where did you say the eggs and issues is?
It's at the Texas.
Tech center.
Tech center.
early voting starts tomorrow.
Yep.
April 1st is voting day for council. Down there.
I'm glad you said that because I was thinking it was the next Tuesday.
No, it's April 1st.
Well, actually voting is next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, but.
Voting starts next Tuesday, but the real election is the 8th.
No,
No.
the
No,
election's
real,
first.
it's the first.
Is
on
the first,
Tuesday.
okay.
Early voting is tomorrow,
It's
Friday.
Friday. Yep.
I follow you. So, I was thinking the council election was next week. So,
It is next week.
no, the 8th.
Following week, yeah, it's the first.
Well, you know, the way the calendar falls, having the first on a Monday is kind of
Yes.
weird.
It
So,
throws everything off.
It
it's
does.
April Fool's Day and it's fooling me, so that's like,
So don't forget to vote.
Don't
You have
forget to vote.
3 different chances.
so. Okay, any other remarks or inquiries by the committee members?
Nope.
I'll try to remind Judge when I see him tomorrow, but they need to send
I'll put a
somebody.
bug in Jesse's ear too.
We'll probably need to make a sticky note to have Megan put it on next month's agenda as well.
I
with
have a
the
little-
other minutes,
Yeah,
so get it back on there.
Gregory.
Yeah, I guess I'll see you more too. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'll be texting him.
So, okay, Marianne, you're the only citizen here that's not on the committee. Do you want to say anything? Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
You don't need one.
Oh, okay, we adjourn.